Hi, thank you for joining me for this review of this Feilun FX176. Now this is the FX176C2 model, and this is a GPS Wi-Fi FPV RC quadcopter supplied courtesy of Tomtop.com for review. So it comes in this box. Sturdy, fairly compact with a carry handle. I always like a carry handle for transportation. Now this actually comes quite packed with features having the GPS. It has flight trace where you draw a finger on the app and then it drops in waypoints. It has a follow me function. It has a waypoint function where you pre-program waypoints for it to go. It's got the GPS, but this GPS, from what I can see, is not really accurate. You need to allow about a 7.5 meter circle if you want to initiate return to home. It comes with a 2MP camera that records video in 720 HD. It has autopilot, which basically means when you use the apps like Flight Trace and Waypoint. And then it also has an orbit mode. This is what is on the other side of the box. Now let's have a look what's inside. So everything packed in this vacuum form. And this is the quad itself in this nice bright red color. Red props on the front, black props on the rear. It feels quite light, a little bit flexible, but it's a very rigid plastic, but because of its lightness it should be able to absorb impacts quite well. Here we can see the camera mounted underneath. It is an adjustable camera, so it can adjust to quite an angle, upwards and downwards, but very strong, so will hold in position quite clearly. It's mounted on, and there is a little bit of sponge here which should hopefully help prevent jello, but we'll see how the video comes out when we fly it. There's also a LED in the front here, a light, and there's also LEDs under each arm, okay, and an on and off switch here. Gears quite well protected with covers on. Motor cooling, not much ventilation for cooling the brushed motors. The props are very flexible, so these should not get damaged too easily. I don't know if the GPS module is actually situated in this or whether this is just for show, but not critical. But if it is opened at a later stage, we'll find out. This is the battery bay on the back, so we open it up. And this is the battery with a 2-pin JST connection. Now it's not a proprietary or modular battery, it's just in this casing. And this is a 7.4 volt, 700 mAh LiPo battery, which should be good for a flying time of around 7 minutes. And it fits in here quite nicely. There's quite a lot of space in here. This is a 900 mAh battery. It fits in here quite comfortably. So I could use this and just put a bit of sponge around it to secure it, to stop it from moving around. This is a 1200 mAh battery. Also fits in here quite comfortably with enough space. And won't need to put much padding on to stop it from moving around. So this could be quite versatile for using other batteries too. Let's put the stock battery back in and connect it up. And there's enough room to tuck the wires in, and it latches closed like that. Let's turn it on. Okay. So we've got red LED lights in the front, blue LED lights at the back here, and front headlight is also a red light. Now it's not really good to turn it on and move it around. When you turn it on, you should really make sure it's on a flat level surface so that the GPS can coordinate and the gyro can also balance properly. So I'm going to turn this off. This is the radio TX control transmitter that we get with it. It's got a nice look and a nice feel. You can actually get quite a nice grip behind here. It takes 4 AA batteries that you need to supply yourself. That just go in the back here. And this clubber clips on quite securely with 2 locks in place. This is the main power on button, and it also has an LED display. I'm not going to go through all the functions. I'll put up a picture now which will show you all the functions. So those are all the functions on the transmitter. This also has telemetry on the on-screen display here. You can see the wireless signal strength, the number of satellites it's picked up, the TX and RX battery levels, what mode it is in, what speed mode you're in. It also shows you the traveling speed of the quad drone, also the height and also the distance. So you can't really see it on the screen now. This only really appears once it's bound and connected. We also get a mount that goes on here, so you can put a mobile phone in for the FPV. We get red and black prop guards. We also get a bag that has the 4 landing skids that need to be screwed and attached on to the craft. We get a star Phillips screwdriver, 4 spare propellers, always good to have spare propellers, screws to attach the landing gear, and it comes with a USB charger to plug into a USB source, and then the balance plug of the battery plugs in onto the other end for it to charge. When you plug the USB into a USB port, a red light will come on, and then when you connect a battery, the light will go green and start flashing while it's charging, and when it's finished charging, the green light will go solid. We also get an instruction manual, nice glossy paper, quite easy on the eye, good English, good diagrams and illustrations, tells you how to install the landing skids, the battery, and that really has all the details you need on it, so quite comprehensive, and a good instruction manual. Gives you the display features too. Then it also gives you the QR codes to download the app, and the app is called FL Drone 2. And it also tells you what the features are on the app, which is good to see. So a good instruction manual. Let me get the box out of the way. So with the battery in and without the landing skids or the prop guards, it only weighs 200 grams, which is quite light. So in windy conditions, I hope the GPS can hold it in position well enough. Then if you want to fly with the prop guards on, there's a little clip here that you just need to pull out. That looks like this. And then the prop guards just clip in and hold in position, and actually are quite strong and quite firm. And to remove it, you just pull it out and you can put this clip back on. Then to attach the landing skids, it's got 2 lugs on, which you just put into the holes here, where you screw in to secure the landing gear on. So I'm just going to pop this on here for now without screwing them in. And then the antenna for the camera can just be secured onto a leg if you want, or you can leave it dangling, whichever you prefer. So this has a 1 key, takeoff and landing. It also has headless mode. It also has automatic return, but it's not clear whether it will return automatically if the battery starts getting too low. It's also not clear whether it will return if it loses signal with the radio control transmitter. And I'm not sure if we will have a low battery warning on the TX. So these are questions that I will need to try and find out during the course of the review. It also doesn't state whether you should do a calibration prior to each flight. It actually says if the quad starts becoming unstable, then you can do a manual calibration. And to do a manual calibration, you need to put the quad on a flat surface. We need to turn the quad on first. So that's the quad on. Then we turn the radio controlled transmitter on. Makes a beep. And if it doesn't bind automatically, you can manually bind it by pressing the throttle lever up and down, and it beeps. And the light should flash slowly when it is connected and bound. And then if you're outdoors, the lights will flash until enough satellites are found. Then if you need to calibrate the compass manually, you need to pull the throttle lever down to the bottom left and the direction lever to the bottom right, like this, until the lights start flashing quickly and release. Then you need to rotate the quadcopter horizontally clockwise about 3 to 5 times. And then with the nose up in the air, you need to rotate it 3 to 5 times anti-clockwise. So although this is not necessary before any flight, if you do find it's being erratic, you may have to do a manual compass calibration like this. And then to calibrate the gyros, you've got to push the throttle lever up to the top left and the right lever to the bottom right, like this, for about 5 seconds, and the lights will flash slowly if successful. Then this also has easy mode, but to use easy mode, which is more or less like a headless mode, which can help you recover the craft and get it back in the direction towards you, you can only use easy mode if the app is switched off completely. And then if you want to use orbit mode, waypoint navigation, follow me or flight trace, you can only use these functions using the app, and then you have to then make sure that the radio control transmitter is off. So you can't have the app and the radio control transmitter running both for these functions. So let's have a quick look at the app. So first of all, with the drone switched on, you have to connect to it wirelessly, and you'll see FL drone and some letters. We connect to that. Busy connecting. It's connected. Go to the app, FL drone 2, and then the app starts up. You can press start to start the app, but have a look at this. We press operating instructions. It gives you all the operating instructions and the functions. So this is actually very good to see on this app. And then some more instructions, and then you can exit. If we press start, it's going to ask to access the location, which we allow. And voila, we connected and we have FPV. So I'm not going to go through all the functions of the app either, because as you can see, you do have the instructions and it tells you what all the functions are. So let's take it out and see how it performs.